Hello, ranked Gauntlet enthusiasts and people just looking to score some PvP rewards. Today we are once again doing the bans and ups review, as well as making some sample teams at the end. Last time nobody complained about the length of the video, so we're just gonna do it the same way that we did last week, where I'll just kind of go off the cuff and also build teams right on the spot. So, what have we got this week? Wow. Okay. Yang Harim ban 3. That's a lot. Um, Obviously, no one's going to be playing her, but wow. I don't know what happened there, honestly. She's really good, somewhat situational. It's really good, but ban 3 is a lot. Okay, so Gremory ban 2. So some people were still playing her last week, probably. That makes sense. She was still usable at ban 1, at ban 2, no. Thunderbolt ban 2. Yep, that's not happening. Gaian ban 1. Probably usable in lower leagues, but not so much higher. Amy First Wing. Yeah, I would say ban 1, Amy First Wing is usable, but you really have to build a team around her at that point, because saving up 7 deployment energy for one unit is a lot. And the time that you're spending to save up for that is time that you might be losing in momentum on the battlefield. So use at your own risk. I understand that some people probably drew her last week and were hoping to put her to work. You can try, but she's not going to put on her best performance this week. And she usually stays banned, so I don't know. You could give it a shot. Waken Hilda, ban 1. Not sure what happened, but yep. Ban 1 Shaolin, that makes sense. Ban 1 Evelyn. Let's see, what other healers are there? No other healers, just Evelyn. So yeah, Evelyn's out this week. There's no reason to run Evelyn if you could run Claudia or Carmen instead. They're all roughly equivalent in terms of their healing output. Ban 1 Esterosa, well, rearmed Esterosa. Ban 1 Lee Seon. Ban 1 Han Sorum. First time, guys. First time. We did it. We got her banned. We used her so much. We abused her so much. Now she's banned. Good for her. She's earned her spot here. Oh, never mind. Carmen is banned. Okay, so Carmen's out. I guess it's just Claudia this week. Claudia and other healer supporter types. Maybe Aries, maybe Chinatsu. But yeah, I think mostly it's going to be Claudia for people who are really concerned about trying to get some healing on their team. Carmen and Evelyn are both out. Casey Benz, ban 1, makes sense. Kang is now, rearmed Kang is now down to ban 1, which makes her usable but not great. So, it really depends on the needs of your teams. Ban 1 Minestra, not usable at higher leagues, but at lower leagues, still pretty worthwhile, I would say. Diamond, gold, maybe platinum. Yeah, kind of reversed those, but sure. Ban 1 Jury, also probably not going to be nearly as popular as she was last week. And ban 1 Horizon, which makes sense. And no ban King. No ban King. That's important. That means everyone's going to get to put their skin to use this week. Everyone's going to be running freaking Earthflacer King comps. What about the ships? Oh, yep. Oh, yeah. No, this is King Week. King Week all day. King Week all day. But yeah, ban ships. Lake Superior ban 2. RIP, my favorite ship. Won't be using that this week. Ban 2 Albion. So, once again, Terror in trouble. Yeah, ban 2 Albion and ban 2 Thunderbolt and ban 1 Rearm Kang. Probably no Terror this week either, which is, always nice. Ban 1 New Ohio, sure. Ban 1 Gleipnir. And yeah, ban 1 Gleipnir makes sense. After last week, I've come to respect Gleipnir a lot more. Not because I used it, I tried. It didn't work out super well for me. I think that's more of a skill issue, kind of a me problem. But yeah, Gleipnir pod type super popular among top level players. And Coffin 6 ban 1, yeah, probably makes sense for the people who are running Horizon with it. So specifically the casting bans, yeah, people didn't want to see Thunderbolt, people didn't want to see Amy as usual, and Horizon. I don't think they needed to really do a casting ban on Horizon, just because she would have gotten algorithm banned. But you know, it is what it is. And yeah, Albion, that's out. Okay, so up units. Oh, so upped Tarask, probably usable. I'm not sure. Its damage isn't great. It's a popular PvE thing for raids because of its like basic attacks reducing defense. Um, it's probably usable. I don't know that you'd want to, but you could. Edith Twins. Honestly, not really familiar with her. She's super unpopular. Not sure if 3 cost makes her usable or not. I really couldn't tell you. This helicopter thing, also a complete mystery. And S-Tac, I can tell you S-Tac sucks, so it doesn't matter if it's upped. It's not worth running. Okay, so we know what's banned, what's not banned. So obviously Replacer King we already talked about, he's not banned, and because this is the end of the season, and you know, I hope you guys got the ranks you wanted, I hope you guys got the skins if you were trying to get them. But yeah, Replacer King going to be running rampant this week. I said last week with ban 1 Replacer King and ban 1 Blue Bridge Mark II he'd be usable, and he was. Lots of people were still running him, so now everyone's going to be running him. I might just dodge this week, honestly. I don't really want to deal with that many Replacer Kings, especially since I don't have one of my own. But yeah, it should be a fun week to preview the skins, I guess. So yeah, our main healer is going to be Claudia this week. She's rare, so everyone has access to her. What else have we got? Horizon ban 1 is probably usable, if that's what you really want to do, especially at lower leagues. Horizon ban 1, lower leagues, usable. So Hansorum is the only like really good defender killer that's banned. So that leaves Admin Rifleman, that leaves what's her face? The Yuri, that leaves Ifrit, that leaves Rosaria, even though no one ever bans her. I'm a big fan of Rosaria. She always carries me, but that's just me. So Rosaria is still available for those who want air-based anti-ground damage. And, anti-defender damage. As far as frontliners go, Esterosa's out, but, what is her name? This is bad. Rearmed Orca is still available. So if you want to put a frontliner with an actual rearm skill, Rearm Orca's there. When she has both the leader spot and no ban, then she's 3 cost base and her leader skill takes off another cost, so you get like a pretty beefy self-healing frontliner for a cost of 2. It's not a bad deal at all. Twins are still free. I guess they didn't make much of a splash last week. Awakened Jake still free. Nayubin free. Hilda, as we mentioned, is out. Let's see. Serapel still free. Yeah, after ban 1 last week. Nothing super interesting. Basically, yeah, Rearm Casey's out, Rearm Desterosa's out. Everyone else is available. Oh yeah, and Hilda's out. Everyone else is available in terms of frontliners. Healers covered, those covered. Shaolin is out for ground damage. but I mean for anti-striker damage. But Ludmilla is free, and since Awaken Lee Suyeon is banned, the skies are comparatively safer. So probably Ludmilla would be a good choice for this week for anti-striker damage, as well as Grendel if you have the mech anti-striker gear for it. Mia, I guess, also an option. I mean, rearmed Mia. Lily continues to be free in terms of sleep, because Gremory at Bantu is definitely unusable, but Lily is there if you want. What else is interesting? Awakened, what's his name? Jisuyun? Jushiyun? Awakened Jushiyun is free. I don't think he's that great, honestly, but a lot of people swear by him. A lot of people run him as their frontliner. You know, Awakened Jushiyun hospital team with him and a bunch of healers. Now, a couple of healers are banned this week. Carmen and Helen Keller. So, I mean Evelyn Keller. So, yeah, Claudia, him, Chinatsu, that can still work for people who want to run him. And with Shaolin at band 1, Shaolin at band 1 is, I mean, Crystal Shaolin at band 1 is usable, at least in, you know, outside of Challenger. I would say you could still run Rearmed Shaolin at band 1. And that's probably one of the best counters that Awakened Jushiyun has. Let's see. Yeah, that's all I can really think of at the moment. And I'll start building out the team and hopefully figure out some other things that I forgot to mention. But yeah, thank goodness Raphael Jury's out. No one wants to deal with that. Okay. So, sample teams. Since the fight interface is still closed off, let's just go to squad formation and build them there. So first is going to be my comfort pick team. This is what I would use if I decided to deal with all the Replacer Kings this week. Let's see. Yeah, most likely I would go with the Gleipnir armor type, since the Gleipnir pod type is banned, Lake Superior is super banned, and I'm kind of a fan of defensive ships. But, you know, if you really don't have a whole lot of other options, the Enterprise is there, the Blue Bridge Mark II is there, definitely usable. New Detroit is there, but since Awakened, what's her face, Horizon is out, then I'll probably be seeing a lot less New Detroit. Pretty much all the time when I see New Detroit is seeing Awakened Horizon Rush. And yeah, like I said, she's still usable at band 1. But the other thing is, if you're running Awakened Horizon Rush with New Detroit, most people will do that with her being leader and bringing her cost down to 5. And if you lead a band unit, you don't get the cost reduction. So she'd actually cost the full 7. So it's a really unappealing idea. We probably won't be seeing that much New Detroit except for by people who run like striker rushes. That'd be my guess. But yeah, Gleipnir armor type. I would say if you have a high level Serena crew for this week, this would be a good one, because high level Serena crew, every level up she gets 1 more second for her buff block. And buff block basically shuts down Replacer King. It makes him lose his massive range. It makes him walk up to the front line and barely be able to do anything. So at low level, at level 1, it's only 6 seconds. I'm not sure if you'll really be able to capitalize on that buff that much. You could still easily end up losing. But at a high level of Serena Crew, you could probably make it work. Let's see. But other than that, she's not as important since Briarm Destarosa is banned, and Awakened Horizon is banned, and Raphael Ajuri is banned, and we'll talk about why anyone might care about that with relation to Serena Crew later. But yeah, Serena Crew, I don't think this is really her week, unless you have her at like high level. And then she'll be a very, very good king counter, rearmed, I mean replacer, king. Yeah, clearly I didn't get enough sleep last night, so hope you'll excuse me for being a little sloppy this week. But yeah, Olive Park, good as always. Olive Park is amazing. Sigma, also fine. Kim Hana, big fan of Kim Hana, always have been, probably always will be. So my comfort pick would be Kim Hana, just like it was last week. Let's see. Guess I would take Jake, though I don't think I'm going to be leading him. Yeah, I think for lead, I'm going to take, what's her face? Where's she at? Yes, I'm going to probably this week lead with Rearmed Orca, and Jake will be my backup tank. So Awakened Lee Suyun's out, Ministra's out, Shaolin. Well, it really depends, because if we get the a reset of ranks, then I'll start out in, I guess, Master. So I think I could make her work at Master. But if I started out, if the ranks didn't actually reset this week, then I'd be up in Challenger 1, and might not be the best idea to run Rearmed Shaolin, Crestal Shaolin, when she's banned 1. But yeah, not the worst choice you can make. Ludmilla is also a good option here. But yeah, this is a comfort team, so I'm taking my comfort picks here. So Hanstorm is banned, finally. So we'll take Admin Rifleman. And since the skies are safer, I'll take Rosaria. Classic comfort pick. Take Lily for the disruption, the sleep, and honestly pretty decent backline damage. I'll take Claudia for the big heals. And one more slot. Let's see. So I got 2 defender killers, 1 striker killer, striker front line, defender front line, healer, disruptor. Yeah, so last week this slot was given to Awaken Lee Suyun for her air killing. This week we can be a little more free with what we want to do here. Oh, forgot. See, this is why building teams is useful. Laura Beatrice is free, and Laura is like secretly kind of amazing. Well, not necessarily secretly. It depends on where you are. Like, if you don't really read tier lists and you don't really participate in the PvP community, she might not seem like that big of a deal, but she is, because it's honestly kind of hard to explain. So when she summons her cat at the beginning of the match, and also when her ultimate resummons the cat, then that cat reduces all enemies' attack speed by 20% while they're on the field for 10 seconds, and also minus 10% attack. And if she's leader, then when the buff ends, the 10 seconds passes, then instead she will give a 15% attack speed debuff and minus 200 crit as part of the debuff. Which means basically as long as she's alive, your entire enemy team is taking has at least 15% less attack speed, potentially 20% less attack speed, and either 200 less crit or 10% less attack. So they're just basically handicapped the entire match. And this is even more effective because with her special, um, yeah, it's her special, I think. Let's see. It's a seal. That's attack buff. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's her ultimate that also provides an extra slow and attack speed decrease. And let's see. Her special can kill defenders or strikers with 15% or less HP. And since you build her with like a supporter set, she's going to have a lot of cooldown reduction. I mean, if you have the gear for it. And so she's going to be pretty much spamming her special. And basically, anytime that defenders or strikers are low, she could just kill them off outright. And the cat actually is pretty good at tanking. Well, it's definitely not great because it doesn't inherit her equipment, but because it has perfect evasion, it actually does okay for a little while, sort of as a very temporary off tank. And since she summons it with her ultimate, yeah, it's just a good time running Rearmed Laura, or a bad time for your opponents, I guess. But yeah, I will need to gear her. So if I end up leading her, then I will probably switch out Rearmed Orca for twins. Where are they at? Here's my twins. 1 and 2. And that's a wrap. But yeah, the average cost will be a little higher when you're running, if you're running Band Crystal Shaolin, as I probably will be. Yeah, this would be my comfort pick. This is like the default for me. And let's build another sample team. What can we do? So Gleipnir pod type is banned, but on the other hand, Terror is not really that much of an issue this week. So you could probably get away with Gleipnir pod type if you're not in a huge rush to use its skills and just mostly like the evasion that it provides. Or I could run Blue Bridge Mark II. Actually, yeah, let's go with Blue Bridge Mark II. And let's see. So the only operator I really have leveled a lot is Sigma. Unfortunately, my passive skill is kind of wrong with her. Let's give her a try. Probably. Might come back and change her later. Alright, so, but the reason I wanted to run Blue Bridge Mark II is because we're going to be running Ludmilla. And Ludmilla combos really well with the Blue Bridge Mark II because, well, first let's find her. I guess I don't have her favorited. Ludmilla, there she is. But yeah, with Ludmilla, a lot of her attack comes from her passive, where for every soldier that dies, let's see, is it soldier? Yeah, for every soldier that dies, she gets 5% attack bonus and a 5% crit chance bonus for counters that die. Both of these cap out at 50%, and she also gets a barrier if it's a mech that dies. But the thing is, usually for like counter teams, you're not going to be running a ton of soldiers, so you're not going to be able to really capitalize on this. But on the other hand, if you have Blue Bridge Mark II, then you're just going to be sending out probably... Yeah, I think Blue Bridge Mark II's ultimate spawns 9 soldiers. So you send those out with the ultimate, and you basically get her skill up to max all the way. Almost. You get a 45% attack bonus for almost nothing. So as long as you keep her alive, she'll be doing some serious damage with the Blue Bridge Mark II. And it's a pretty decent ship in general. Not my favorite at higher leagues, with like standard counter teams, but there's lots of other teams you can build with that ship, including Replacer King, of course. So she's, I guess, not a bad choice for Replacer King comp, since she pairs so well with Blue Bridge Mark II. And yeah, that's going to be our Striker Killer slot, and general kind of utility knockback, etc. Um, mm, yeah, I would say Rearmed Kang is definitely usable at Ban 1. A lot of people in higher leagues still use her. But you could also instead opt for Elizabeth, who is still free this week. But since she's a soldier and relatively inexpensive, and she summons another soldier, that can be used to feed Ludmilla some more, especially if you summon her before the ship ultimate or after. And then you can get an extra 10% attack from Rearmed Kang and the stronghold that she summons being killed. So it's not a bad little synergy. What else have we got? So Rearmed Casey is out. Rearmed Esterosa is out. Oh, well, now we may as well run Rearmed Orca for leader. Okay, what else can we do? So, there aren't a ton of great defenders, honestly, aside from Awakened ones. If you have Awakened or, Awakened Nayuban, you could run him. If you have Awakened Jake, you could run him. If you have Serapal, she's always a good choice when she's not banned. Lee Yumi would also be workable here. Probably. Potentially. Especially if you're running Laura Beatrice along with Lee Yumi, because then Lee Yumi's not like the most bulky of frontliners, and Laura Beatrice's cat can sort of complement, kind of back up, give your team a little more heft. Another option, well, not really related, but this week Spira is banned, and she is really good at getting lodged into your opponent's backline and being annoying. And also, Spira is very useful in King weeks, because if you send her out, while King is facing forward, he's like punching your entire team and your ship, all of that fun stuff. But if you send out Spira, especially if she's really tanky, then she will, as she takes damage, teleport forward, and then teleport forward a second time after she takes some more, which will probably get King's attention, and he'll turn around and start punching her, and basically only her, because nothing else is back there. And then you can use that opportunity to move in on King. So Spear is absolutely fantastic against King comps, and because King is going to be everywhere, you basically need to be running Spira. If you have her, you have to run her, or you're just going to have a bad time. So a high-level Serena crew and a good Spira is going to get you far this week. So yeah, Spira definitely. I am most likely going to put her back into this team. I'll have a second look here, see what I can do, and see if I can work Spira in. But yeah, Spira absolutely fantastic this week. So frontline killers, defender killers, Ifrit, always good. You can build it to be a striker killer too if you prefer, but we have Ludmilla, she's pretty good at that, so probably don't need it. What else can we do? Oh yeah, we still need a healer, and because I don't have Chinatsu, I'll just take Claudia again. Sort of send the message across that if you're going to be building like a four corners team with all the basics, then she's gonna be your best bet in terms of healers this week because she's the only one of the big three which isn't banned. Yep. And last slot. So we've got two disruptors. We've got some striker damage. We've got some defender damage. So we need another defender melter. As much as I like Kim Sorbin in like raids, she is just a little too squishy and too expensive. Like if you could keep her safe hypothetically, then she might be cool, but no, she probably won't be cool this week because of all the kings. Now what I would do, I haven't actually leveled her yet, I think, but what I would run is, where is she? Somewhere down here. There we are. Lee Yuri. So I pulled for Lee Yuri because she's also a pretty good defender killer. And yeah, since she's a single unit, she's going to be a bit more bulky, and so she's going to survive longer against King punching the entire battlefield. And for that reason, I would actually just probably stick her in here too instead of Admin Rifleman. Because Admin Riflemen are nice for sure, but King is just going to be punching the crap out of them in like no time. I mean, it depends, because the thing with Admin Riflemen, they're really cheap. You deploy them and they can very quickly pay for themselves in terms of defender damage. But if you're playing them later in the fight, after your opponent has put out their Replacer King, sent their million, shock troopers with the pods from Blue Bridge Mark II, they're just not going to survive long at all. They're 2, so their HP pool is split. Their evasion is basically 0. These guys are just going to die in like a couple of seconds against Replacer King. So I would say actually probably not the best week for them because Replacer King is the dominant force. And so you should run, what's her face here? I just found her. There she is, Lee Yuri. I'm not used to seeing her face inside, only recently got her. But yeah, Lee Yuri here. Yeah, no, this is great. This is probably the better team than my first one. I'm not really capitalizing on Blue Bridge Mark II's attack speed and speed bonus at the beginning. Well, I mean, maybe to some extent, since, yeah, I guess Rearmed King can make use of it. But yeah, if you don't want to run Rearmed King, you can definitely run Elizabeth. You can run Lily. Any kind of backline damage dealer could be good here. And if you wanted to use this team, but wanted to work in Rearmed Laura, then you'd probably drop Rearmed King for that, and just rely on Spirit to do like the backline disruption business. Yeah, no, this is good. I'm happy with this. Yeah, so that's our 2 hypothetical teams. My comfort pick and the one that actually kind of makes sense. Granted, Sigma doesn't really make sense here. Because, yeah, no, let's just get rid of Sigma. Let's put Serena Clute here again. Because hopefully you actually do have her at a high level for some reason. And then she would be really good against Replacer King. But, like I said, mostly if she's high level. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a like. If you want to see these episodes weekly, when I have hopefully had a little more sleep, then get subscribed for those. And yeah, no one complained about the length last week, so I'm just doing the same thing I did last week. But I will put up a poll to see what people think, whether they'd like me to just pre-build the teams. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some feedback on that. And also, for anyone who's waiting for it, the next Ranked Gauntlet Guide episode is coming soon. Probably in the next couple of days. So look forward to that. But yeah, that's it. Thanks, and good luck this week.